So very warm welcome everyone. Good to be reflecting together on these beautiful words. So we'll start with the prayer that we have today. The first prayer. I don't know if we are able to cover the second one also, but we'll take it easy. In case we are not able to cover, we'll do that next time. So December 16, 1913, this one we go first. So anyone who would like to begin sharing and first reading the prayer out and then sharing their reflections, please unmute and take the lead. Yes, Rashmi ji.
Namaste to all of you.
Namaste. Please go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry, I muted you instead of myself. So please unmute yourself and Rashmi ji. Yes.
December 16th, 1913. Pure and disinterested love, thy love in what we are able to perceive and manifest of it, is the sole key that can open all hearts that seek for thee. Those who follow the path of the intellect may have a very high and true conception. They may have all the information about the true life, the life one with thee, but they do not know it. They have no inner experience of that life and are ignorant of all contact with thee. These men whose knowledge is intellectual and whose action is confined to a construction which they believe to be the best are the most difficult of all to convert. It is harder to awaken the consciousness of the divine in them than in any other person of goodwill. Love alone can work this miracle, for love opens all doors, penetrates every wall, clears every obstacle. And a little true love does more than the most beautiful speeches. Lord, let this pure flower of love blossom in me, that it may give its fragrance to all those who come near us, and that this fragrance may sanctify them. In this love lie peace and joy, the fount of all strength and all realization. It is the infallible healer, the supreme consoler. It is the victor, the sovereign teacher. O Lord, my sweet master, thou whom I adore in silence and to whom I have entirely consecrated myself, thou who governest my life, kindle in my heart the flame of thy pure love, that it may burn like a glowing brazier, consuming all imperfections and transforming into a comforting warmth and radiating light the deadwood of egoism and black coals of ignorance. O Lord, I turn towards thee with a devotion at once joyful and solemn, and I implore thee, let thy love manifest, thy reign come. May thy peace govern the world. What should I say? This is so profound. Again, the mother talks of disinterested love. It is the sole key that can open all hearts that seek for thee. Those people who are having intellectual understanding, maybe of the path, they may have all the information about the life, all theories, all mental constructions, but they do not know, they don't have any inner experience. And they are ignorant of all contact with the Lord. Because their mental construction, which they think, they believe to be the best that they have got, and that that become a barrier for them. That is why those intellectuals, they're most difficult to convert. It is very hard to awaken the consciousness of the divine in them. So Mother is saying, love alone can work the miracle. Love opens all the doors. So she's praying that that pure flower of love, let it blossom, so that all around me, they come near me, and the fragrance that it generates must sanctify them. And love is the supreme consoler and infallible healer. Oh, so the prayer is that I must turn towards her with a devotion at once joyful and solemn, and pray that her love manifest within me. That is from my side, Monica.
Thank you, Rashmiji. Thank you so much. Yeah, anyone who wants to go next? Share their reflections. Yeah, whatever. Yes, please, Chitraji. Yes.
Yeah, pure and disinterested love. Yes, this line itself made me to stop reading further actually. This pure and disinterested love, yeah, I feel you will get when you are selfless. I feel like that. And also if you are able to love the divine, actually, you can at least taste that disinterested love. I felt like that actually. And also, same Mother and Sri Aurobindo's example came to me when I read that line, disinterested love. How Sri Aurobindo, he could sacrifice his urge for that national movement and refuse the leadership for the sake of the humanity, and left everything and came to Pondicherry to do the yoga for the sake of humanity again. And also Mother, how she could leave the country and her son and came here and do the yoga for the sake of humanity again, both of them. So I felt they are the ultimate example of the disinterested love. As Mother expressed in this prayer, I felt like that. And also again and again, this one came to me actually. Only that unselfishness in your nature will lead to that disinterested love, and also that equality, those qualities. So, and also Mother says the intellectual part, no? Those men whose knowledge is intellectual and whose action is confined to a construction which they believe to be the best. I had a little experience in this actually. When I face a lot of problems, I try to follow that path actually, Advaitic path. For me, of course, maybe for others, it will help actually. For me, it actually dulled me and totally dried me up. There is no love at all from the heart. I really felt as if a fish out of water actually. So Mother's grace and her boundless love only again pulled me towards her. And then this I'm able to pray for the situation to be get healed, and also my healing also happened because of those prayers. And of course these sessions are helping me a lot for this, because through this, all these sessions and all these discussions, I feel again the love is coming out definitely. So this prayer is, as Rashmi shared, it is very profound prayer, because this first line itself may make you stand there itself. Disinterested love, yes. This is what I want to share actually. And also let this pure flower of love blossom in me, that it may give its fragrance to all those who come near us, and that this fragrance may sanctify them. Yes, I feel this should be the prayer of everyone who is in the path, definitely. Because Mother is full of love. When we start loving the Divine Mother like that, that will that fragrance will spread to everyone, I feel. Yeah. Thank you, Monica. Thank you for taking this prayer. It's a beautiful prayer. I took at least this time 1 hour. I wrote so many things. Then finally, this reflection only came to me. So I want to share only this. Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Yeah. I think this is very crucial 3 lines that you took up, that let this pure flower of love blossom in me, which can be an aspiration for each one of us. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, anyone who wants to go next?
Monica.
Yes, Sharada ji, please.
Yeah. First of all, I want to thank you for this session, because 10 years back we lived in Singapore. Okay, in Singapore Center, I'll just take 2 minutes for explaining how this what to can we call this luck, or I don't know. It's her grace. It's a beautiful grace. Every time we used to meet on Sundays, they used to read from prayers and meditation 2 prayers. So that time I didn't know anything about prayers. I just heard there is a book written by the Mother, Prayers and Meditation. But that time I was not able to understand anything. I was just hearing, that's all. But now I'm able to get connected with the Mother more and more by reading this prayer every day. As Chitraji was sharing, see these 3 lines: Lord, let this pure flower of love blossom in me. Mother herself is love, but she herself is asking the Lord to be, to let this pure flower of love blossom in me. Then if she asks like that, then where are we? Beautiful lines, huh? That it may give us its fragrance to all those who come near us, and that this fragrance may sanctify them. Such a wonderful prayer. I am really, I'm not able to speak. I'm not able to explain what I'm feeling, but, I'm just going inside me. Beautiful prayer. I really love this. This is the first session I am attending, prayers and meditation. It is really, really nice, and thanks for choosing this prayer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sharada ji. Yeah, I think many times it goes directly to the heart, and one is not able to express it in words. So,
yes.
Yeah.
My words
Empathize.
are actually stuck. I don't know.
Yeah. Great. Thank you so much. Yeah. So anyone who wants to go next?
Yeah, Monica ji, if I can go ahead.
Please, yes, Jishnu ji.
Yeah.
Yes.
So first of all, as others stated, it's a very beautiful prayer. And I would also add that apart from being it's very beautiful, it's a very significant, important prayer. Because here Mother is giving away like the secret, which we have, which we see in many other spiritual works. And here also Mother is saying that it is not through intellectual pursuit, it is not through knowledge that the divine can be won. It is through love. And even in Indian scriptures, we see that Krishna or Ramakrishna Dev or others, they are saying that the divine sees the love or bhakti. They don't see he is not seeing the wealth, the power, the other aspects of a bhakta. He is, and to the extent they are saying, he is a servant of love. And that is what Mother is saying here. And second thing, what she is bringing is that it came to me when I was reading. One of my friends said that a dictionary contains all the words, or I mean, big words, small words, but it does not carry the wisdom. So same thing as if Mother is saying that one carries all the knowledge, everything, what is happening, what may happen, but love gives the true experience. Once, and somewhere else she has stated, once you have this experience of one moment, that is far greater than all what has been written in the books. She always emphasized on having the direct experience and on practice. We all know that she has said tons of good resolutions, knowledge, wisdom, but more important is an ounce of practice for that. And the second thing, which I also remembered, that somewhere else in the agenda she spoke, that she was speaking that there are two aspects of the divine, the aspect of power and the aspect of love. And both of these are very powerful. Both of these are very impactful. They bring change. But Mother said the aspect of power is there is certain trace of negativity. It at times breaks the forms. It changes, it pushes our to progress, but it at times changes the form. And she said, love is only that force, that aspect or that quality, which has a transformative quality. That is, it can transform a person, it can transform a thing, transform a society or a nation or a race without breaking any form, which is the positive aspect, positive quality of this. These are the primary thoughts which came to me. Other than that, of course, there is so beautiful, and other than she is saying, let this love bloom in me. And Mother is saying, let this love bloom in me, in which all the imperfections, all the defects, it's like that fire of aspiration in which all may get burnt, be purified, and that love will sanctify anybody who is coming close to me. They may also get that touch of the divine love. That would be my submission here.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much, Jishmaji. Yes. I think that aspect that you shared, that power has the tendency to distort and deform, although it may purify still. But the power of love, that it keeps the uniqueness. So that was really beautiful. Yes. I think love is such a mystery that now, although we keep on saying I love you and you love me, but it's such a mystery that the more one goes deeper into this, as you were all sharing, touches, even have a glimpse of it, the more we realize that one can just go deeper and deeper and deeper. Like, just like when we talk of divine and we talk of perfection, one can only go deeper and deeper. And one can never claim to know it really. So that's the beauty of it. Beautiful. Yeah, anyone who wants to go next? Any thoughts, if anything, any few lines that you resonated with, even then, please share, unmute and share. Yes, still, yeah.
Yes, in fact, I've quite some notes here. It may be messy when I say it.
Please, no
because
problem.
this is so profound, the words that are chosen to pronounce the love towards the highest. That is fact one, to be touched by. And then the specific notes on the life one with thee, but they do not know it. They have no inner experience of that life. That's a lack of real understanding, I think. And it's where it comes to the intellect, it makes me think of the groups that are specified on the works of Sri Aurobindo. And also in Netherlands, they are very good groups. We have groups on Savitri, on Life Divine, and I believe even on the synthesis of yoga. People are really working with that, but as far as I
come along with it. It's very, very intellectual. And these prayer and meditations are more of the heart. They are fully of the heart, I can say. So my heart is fully touched by it. And when I hear say mental constructions, it's harder to awaken the consciousness of the divine in intellectual people than in any other person of goodwill. The danger of dogmatizing easily. Danger is a bit big word, but I hope you understand what I try to pronounce by it. When you catch it in a too rigid structure, then the truth may be quenched in it. On the other hand, I've met also this morning, early in the morning, monks of my beliefs, so to say, and they are persons of goodwill using a dogma, but still they are not specifically working on the intellect. So it's a kind of confusion also in me. How do they do it? Not using intellect, using dogma and putting their heart in it, because I love to join the monks also. My friend was a philosopher, a mental philosopher, trying to find proof for all kinds of things. But then where it comes to true love, a little true love does more than the most beautiful speeches. I feel my heart trembling. It really, everything is so touching, because if you live it, words are not needed anymore so much. And there's more of radiation, and that's what we meet with our beloved mother, of course. Then we have, O Lord, my sweet master, thou whom I adore in silence, and to whom I have entirely consecrated myself. This is really such a lovingly example where I can question myself also. Do I really entirely consecrate myself? What parts of me are hesitating or a bit frightful? And then we hear her say at the end of this sentence, consuming all imperfections and transforming into a comforting warmth and radiating light. And without finishing the sentence, it feels like such a comforting warmth. It feels such as a solace that it is possible. And then the end of the sentence, the dead wood of egoism and the black coils of ignorance. And that's for me the final, and in my feeling also the biggest point, because it's a kind of drop that comes into me, as if everything has been prepared to come to this point, because I was so ignorant of the inner danger of ignorance. Being ignorant of the inner danger of ignorance, because that's what makes you look the other way, or doing other things, or denying things. And that's really, it's heartfelt, but it's also painful, but I'm happy that it happened. That's my reflection. Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful, very touching. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, beautiful. And I think totally resonate with what you have shared. And we see that in prayers and meditations, it's more of the heart, as you said, which is very, very palpable. It's very tangible, the heart coming out. And regarding the monks that you said, and it's really amazing that people, we meet many people, they may not know, as you were saying, any intellectual philosophizing. They have no idea of what psychic being may be, what soul consciousness may be, but they have good heart and they have open heart. I think that's what matters at the end of the day, and even during the day, that we have an open heart. And it takes a long time for many of us, for whom it does not come very naturally, this opening of the heart. And the more intellectual we become, the more hard at times it may be to open the heart. But then, as I think Mother shares in most of the prayers and meditations, that divine victory is certain. So I think that's very comforting, that no matter in this lifetime or the next one or the next one or the next one, doesn't matter when, the heart will get open. The divine victory is certain. So it's just a matter of time then when the ego breaks open. Yeah, very interesting. So anyone who wants to go next, share whatever lines they resonated with. So I wanted to, if not anyone, I wanted to share a little prayer by the Dalai Lama, who, not by the Dalai Lama, actually he says this prayer every day. It's a prayer by Shanti Deva. And just look at this prayer, how beautiful this is. Again, opening the heart. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of my merits. So you are sharing your merits, whatever goodness that you have, you are sharing that with the whole of the world, the whole humanity and beyond humanity. And I think this would be why when we go to temples, when we go to temples, we have this prasad, little sweet that we get. And usually in India, how it happens is that you share that sweet with everyone that you meet on the route. When you're coming back home and you have prasad in your hand, some sweet in your hand, which you've got from the temple, you keep on sharing it with all the people that you come across. So that may be the metaphorical meaning of that sharing of the merit, that, okay, I have visited the temple, inner temple, one can say, and here I have some joy, delight, whatever I have touched, and I want to share it with everyone that comes along my way. So that really is very powerful. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled, with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. So I think I really found it so touching that, and we don't need any philosophizing for this prayer. Nobody needs to know any Upanishad. Nobody needs to know any Vedantic tradition. No scriptures need to be read. Just this prayer of good heart and goodwill goes a very, very long way. As Till was sharing that, I wonder how these monks, without any intellectualization, they have this goodwill and good heart. And if my intellectualization does not open my heart, I think I really have to reflect, what am I doing, reading. So I think this, not going further into the prayer, just taking the essence today because much has been shared. I think if we can have this loving presence, that we see so much suffering already. We see people around us suffering, ourselves suffering. So can I just become this blossom of love, a flower of love and a loving presence? May I become a loving presence that people, whoever comes near me, gets sanctified. And there are enough people expecting and demanding and wanting things their way. So let me not be that one. Let me bring a little bit of solace and relief uh, in the world. Yeah, and beautiful words. I think if I want to go over again, I'll just not stop talking. But as you were sharing that, the prayer itself is so piercing deep into the heart that is enough. That is enough. And the one thing which I want to share here, those who follow the path of intellect may have a high and true conception. So when I go to give a talk on it, really very good speech can come out. But Mother says, but they do not know it. They have no inner experience of that life and are ignorant of that contact with thee. I think this is where our own silent practice comes into picture. That no matter how many sessions or workshops or reading I may do, but if I cannot sit silently and extend those periods of silence and maintain the stabilize that inner touch, inner contact, I think then nothing truly is happening. I'm not going closer and closer to my true self. We need this bodily practical experience of the touch. That's what we call self-realization. We all, I think it's our birthright to have this touch and this inner contact, and also to stabilize that inner contact. That if I'm now able to sit 5 minutes, I must be able to stabilize it and maintain that parallel consciousness which I have touched within, to maintain a very practical contact with it, apart from what we may read or not read. So I think this is very, very beautiful. And as Mother shares, that love is the only miracle. Love is the only miracle that can create miracles. So yeah, I think we can just leave it, many things unsaid, because let us practice being little disinterested love. And disinterested is when other person does not give me respect or love or care, can I just still be a living presence? It's very hard to achieve, especially in close relations, but I think that's where our work lies. Yeah. So I'll go to the next one. It's a short one, and let's see what it has to offer. So anyone who wants to go, please read and share. Thank you.
December 29, 1913. O Lord, grant this collective convention of the ending year be for us also the occasion to put an end to a whole lot of bonds and attachments, illusions and weaknesses which have no longer any purpose in our lives. At every moment, we must shake off the past like falling dust, that it may not soil the virgin path which at every moment also is opening before us. May our mistakes acknowledged and rectified within us be no more than vain mirages, powerless to bring any consequences, and pressing our foot down firmly upon all that no longer should exist, on all ignorance, all obscurity, all egoism. May we take our flight boldly towards wider horizons and intenser light, a more perfect compassion, a more disinterested love towards thee. I hail thee, O Lord, master of our life, and I want to proclaim thy reign all over the earth. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Jayashree ji. Would you like to share any lines that resonated with you, Jayashree ji?
Yes. The one that let this be an occasion to put a whole lot of bonds and put an end to a whole lot of bonds and attachments and the illusions and weaknesses which no longer have any purpose in our lives. This resonated very well, very much with me. Though I try a lot, I know my weaknesses, but I just cling on to my weaknesses and without even turning towards the light and the mother. So then a second next she says we must shake off the past like falling dust, and that is my prayer to mother, that help me to shake off the past so that whatever path she is showing to us, I can see and walk through that path. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Jayashree ji. Yes. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, anyone who wants to go next?
Monica ji, if I can go ahead.
Yes, please. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So here, one thing I would say I was slightly amused by the language which Mother used. That she is not saying let the bonds and attachments go away. She is saying the bonds and attachments which serve no purpose, let them go away. Because at different stages of our evolution, of the evolution of our soul, we may need different things. And when I read that, how complete it is, she's not saying let all, like, blindly what we are saying, let all bonds and attachments go away. She is saying that the bonds and attachment that serve no purpose today, that serves no purpose to reach our goal, let them fall away. That was very, very, I would say, striking for me to read how she wrote these lines. The second thing which I felt is, it's like when I read this prayer, I felt as if Mother is describing the force of Kali, like in Indian tradition where the Kali says it's a very powerful force which stamps over ignorance, which stamps over the darkness. And that is to some extent, that's the language poetically Mother has used here, as if, you stamp over all ignorance, darkness, all the mistakes. Let whatever be the mistakes. And the other thing which I felt, which Mother used the term later, she told her children, which includes all of us, that she said, be a voluntary optimist. No, she said, be a compulsory optimist. Be a compulsory optimist in all situations in life. And this is what we see here. What the problem is, what is the problem with mistakes? What is the problem with the past errors? The problem is, if we are stuck with them, if we feel that these errors or mistakes are not able to do us what we should do in future. And that is exactly Mother is drawing to the attention. Let whatever be the pasts be, but whatever be the mistakes be, they are acknowledged, rectified, and move ahead. So I found that it is very, very important and significant. Of course, this Mother wrote this at year end, but at somewhere else, she has also spoken that at each point of time, it can be a new birth for us. I think, of course, it's important now that this is the first time we are reading in 2022. It's important for us to read. And it's also important for us to read daily as well. Both these two prayers which we chose, one is which speaks about disinterested love, and the other which says that always move ahead, leaving behind the things of the past, which are no longer necessary, and move towards a glorious future. That would be from my side.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jishnuji. Yes, I think this was good that you highlighted this, which have no longer any purpose in our lives. I think very crucial. Yeah, thank you. Yes, anyone who wants to share their reflections, anything that you resonated with? Yes, Jasmine.
Yeah. Hi, Monica. I just wanted to say, first thing with all this is my second session. And something I realized, what I found beautiful is, I feel very expansive in this session when I'm quiet, but I'm listening to all the reflections. It makes me feel very connected, or it feels me feel very expansive. So it's been really beautiful today. So thank you, everyone. In the first prayer, I think I'm just amazed. I've never read Mother's prayers before, but I'm just amazed. Like, her prayers are so succinct, like it captures, and it's just beautiful. I think that's why I don't have much to say. It just touches you at such a deeper level. So in the first prayer, pretty much everyone might resonate with all their reflections, but at the end, it said about the dead wood of egoism and ignorance. And in this prayer, I find it and I think that's where I personally have hit it. I think the light felt really good. It was nice to touch that knowing and divine light, but there's a reality of life in it, that the ignorance that we come across, the ego we come across, and that's a challenge. And I loved how Mother has put this in this prayer. It's so beautifully. I don't know. I haven't read anything like it captures everything, where she talks about even the more may our mistakes acknowledged and rectified, but then be no more than vain mirages, which is it is like a mirage, just reminding ourselves that it's nothing more than a mirage. And then even it's so empowering to say, pressing our foot down firmly upon all that no longer should exist, So it's just beautiful how, I don't know what it invokes within me. I just find it very beautiful that no longer should ignore on all ignorance, all obscurity, all egoism, It just, the way it touched me, I think it's just, it's beautiful. So just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Beautiful.
I think find it so practical, not even practical. I don't know. It touches you at different levels. It's almost like it touches all levels of your whatever path or journey or whatever my inner, what I'm feeling. Just these two prayers today, and I think it's just beautiful. And I don't know if somebody else feels it. Sometimes I feel this session is meant for me, as if, so I don't know, if others feel that, is this how their experience has been? It's, I don't know, some sort of synchronicity that they feel that comes up. I'm very touched by it. Yeah. So thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. I think almost her prayers are like Cupid's arrow. Cupid is there with this arrow, it goes straight in the heart. So yeah, thank you for sharing, Jasmine. Yes. Okay, so anyone else? Any further sharing on this prayer?
Yes, Monica.
Yes, Chitraji.
Yeah, this is again an important prayer. Yeah, this new year gave me a lot of reflections actually. When I go through totally from, the past years, even from my childhood to till now, actually. As Mother said, may our mistakes acknowledged and rectified within us. This actually happened wonderfully to me, especially after I listened that section last week by Radhe about the mirroring. I could easily combine with that session these lines. May our mistakes acknowledged and rectified within us be more than vain mirages, powerless to bring any consequences. Yes, when I turned back, first time I realized some of the unwarranted situation, unnecessary circumstances arose because it was there lurking in me, and it was shown to me even from childhood. I would able to connect whichever I thought I forgot all the incidents. Everything rose again, actually. I don't know, it is not, I feel it is not in one's hands. It's all Mother's grace did all those things, really. Yeah. I don't know how to, go further, but this happened to me actually when, as Jasmine shared, when you shared this prayer, I felt it is for me only again. Yeah, may our mistakes acknowledge. This paragraph especially, I resonated with a lot because of that experience I heard. Thank you for this prayer, Monica, really. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing, Chitraji. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, anyone who wants to go next? Even if you have a little sharing, a few lines, if they touched you, you can share. Okay, so then I'll go next, and in case anyone comes up with more insight, please unmute and share. So I'll just go over it again. It's a short one, so we can still do it. Oh Lord, grant this collective convention of the ending year be for us also the occasion to put an end to a whole lot of bonds and attachments, illusions and weaknesses, which have no longer any purpose in our lives. I think Mother first starts with that. Now, since the collective convention is there, and we do celebrate New Year's, let us make it into an occasion. So many a times what happens is that people who don't like to really celebrate New Year or celebrate birthdays, they put up a very sad face that, what is this drama happening? And, I don't want to fall into this ritual of celebration. But Mother is not going there. Mother is making use of it. So I think that I found really powerful, that now that I am celebrating this, we all celebrate collectively, whether it's Independence Day or whatever, let us turn into a prayer. Let us make it into something useful. So putting an end to a whole lot of bonds and attachments, illusions and weaknesses which have no longer any purpose. So as Jishnuji very beautifully pointed out about this sentence, that which have no longer any purpose, because from time to time, I will need certain, things in my life which are required in my life at that point of time. And then when I go ahead, then I have to let go. One automatically renounces many a times. But many a times this renunciation does not happen. And we keep on carrying a burden on our head of the past attachments, which have no longer any purpose now. So it's just a dead load that one is carrying. So one I need a recognition that, okay, I am carrying a dead load. So a willingness to look within, that let me see, let me surf through my clutter in the being and see whatever is required and whatever is not required. So that kind of a vigilance, that kind of a light of consciousness, first of all, must be there, so that the sorting and organization within can happen. And once I see, okay, this is what I needed at that point of time, but now I don't require it. So let me shed it off. I don't need it. Maybe jealousy, because jealousy moves us. Jealousy, when we are in competition, it serves a purpose of moving us from inertia. So maybe I was jealous at one point of time and it served me. It moved me to ambition and to whatever things I wanted to do. But now it is not serving me any purpose. So when I see the jealousy ripple arising in my being, I can ask myself, why is it there? Why do I need to follow its dictate? And shed it off. But for that, I would first of all be needing to look within. If I'm always looking outside, then it is not possible. So if I have the light of consciousness within, I'm sorting the house within all the time, then I can become aware of whatever is required and whatever is not required. Only then these things, as Chitraji was sharing, will come up. They will show up, some childhood memory and whatever, you become aware of it, why it was necessary at that point of time. But now you can shed it off and move on. So that we become light every moment. We become really burden-free every moment. As Kabir, in one of the couplets, he shares that the place where I live, Kabir talks about his house, that this place where I live now is at the mountain peak, and it's so little a space that I cannot carry any load there. So when we live as our true consciousness, we cannot parallelly live with loads. The moment load comes, I slip off and fall into the ego zone again, the tied up and limited and suffocated zone again. So Kabir shares that I have to be very, very vigilant. The moment I slip from that peak, vigilance falters for a moment. I carry a load and I slip into the downfall again. And this happens every moment with each one of us. So that's what she's sharing here. At every moment, we must shake off the past like falling dust. Beautiful imagery. That it may not soil the virgin path, which at every moment also is opening before us. So yes, every moment I have the possibility of clinging to the past. I see that. It's very, very obvious. But at every moment, a new path is also waiting for me. Do I see that? Because somehow my eyes are so stuck to the past and my memories that I don't see, I'm blinded to the new path. So only when now I've suffered enough, I'm ready to shake off the past, then I can wait for something to unfold, something new to unfold. And wait, but in perseverance, wait for things to happen. But now not going the older route, because the moment I go the older route, all the energies are stuck there, like blockage of energies. But when I deny going the older route, only then the energy becomes available for the newer path that may be there, which is not yet visible. It becomes visible once the fog clears up. So this can happen every moment, even if we go by physics, we see that every moment we have such a great change in energies and electrons and neutrons. New movement is happening every moment. But on the appearance, it may appear that, okay, I am this solid body and I remain this solid body. throughout every moment. We don't see the little changes that happen. So we are not the same person any moment of time. Every moment I am a different person, even bodily, if we see. But we don't recognize it. Why? Because we cling to the past. The mind keeps on connecting the dots from the past, and it makes it so solid that it's hard to let go. And as Jasmine was sharing, that this vain mirage, in Buddhism, there is this idea of knowing while you are dreaming, to know that I am dreaming in the middle of the dream. And this idea is also there, that can I know during the time when I'm awake, when I'm going by the day-to-day activities, can I know all my thoughts and feelings as a dream? And what happens when I know them as a dream? I don't stick to it. I don't cling to it. So it makes me light every moment. Because how do we go about dreams? We don't cling to dreams. Dream is a dream. It comes and goes. So we don't give much solidity to dreams. And just like that, if I don't give my solidity and clinging to my thoughts, feelings, opinions, ideas about myself, ideas about other people, oh, this person is like that person is like this, all the time the mind is categorizing. So if I take it loosely, if I take it very lightly, don't give so much of solidity to my ideas, I think there I become light every moment. Each moment I become light. So that is the possibility I have. If I can open up to that possibility. Yeah, Sharadaji, you want to share something?
Yeah. Just now you were mentioning that you have to, just let loose the, thoughts. Okay, this is happening to me, when whatever I do, I want to just watch my thoughts. Okay, but it is, like wave, it is coming. Hey, this person told me that person did this. This I have to do. There is a wave. As you said, I'm not getting attached, but I'm not able to stop it, Monica. So how to, I want to be in peace while, for example, washing the vessels. I am not able to be in that particular activity, in between so many thoughts are coming. So I'm really feeling very bad. Why is it only for me it is coming? Or will everybody? But I have not asked anybody, but I'm just sharing. So is it
beautiful? Yes. So there is something, let me share an example. Now imagine that you're walking on a road, and from far off you see a mirage. All of us have seen mirages on road, where it appears like water, but it's the closer you go, it's not. So can you start fighting a mirage? Think about it. Can I say that, oh my God, why is it there? Why is it there? Let it go away. Can you do that?
Yeah, it's not possible.
Not possible. And why is it not possible? Because it's a mirage. Yeah. We cannot say that it's there, but we cannot say that it's not there, right?
Beautiful.
So yeah, exactly with thoughts and feelings. Yeah. So exactly with thoughts and feelings, that we don't have to fight them. Because the more I fight them to want to stop them, the more I am actually giving them a solidity. What am I saying actually in trying to stop them or fight them? Yes, you are there. Yes, you are there. I see you are there. So we are making a monster come alive by our fueling of it. So what masters have said is just notice. That's why they talk about non-judgmental mindfulness. Just notice, just like you notice a spider in your house. It's climbing on the wall. It's not disturbing you. You don't hit it. Many times one may, but just generally talking of people of good heart, that they don't kill the spider. What do? They watch it. Maybe have fun with it for some time, looking at it, and then they forget about it. So with thoughts and feelings, and be sure that they are going to be here as long as we are alive. Just like in the movie The Beautiful Mind, this person who is a mathematician, he's having hallucinations of, he sees people around, but those people, other people are not able to see those people. Only he sees those people. Now, in the beginning, he gets entangled with those people and suffers. But slowly, as he finds his way through it, he last towards the end of the movie, a professor asks him, do you still see those people? And he looks around, that mathematician who used to hallucinate, and he says, yes, I do see those people, but I don't notice, I choose to ignore them. I don't give much priority to them. So this is exactly what we have to do with our thoughts and feelings. That we see a wave coming, we see thought streams, we see the pattern of our thoughts, all of that we are mindful of. I think just that is enough. Just that is enough. No need to fight or put an end to it, because you can put an end to something which is there. I cannot put an end to a mirage. How can I? Because the mirage is not even there. So that's what I can share here. That not to bother about it that much, and just be mindful, be aware as you are sharing. Yes.
Thank you, Monica. Beautiful example of this mirage.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
So this brings us to the second paragraph. May our mistakes acknowledged. We do make mistakes. All of us have made mistakes. We still continue to, and no one has ever learned about life without making mistakes. So let us acknowledge our mistakes, that yes, I was wrong, I could have done better, and rectified within. That within I have this realization why I had to act in that way in order to realize that I could act better. Just that, keeping only the essence of it, and be no more than vain mirages. So they just appear and then they disappear. So the mistake is not bearing a heavy weight on me, and I am heavy with guilt and shame and either pride or vanity or whatever may come on the way. So no need for that baggage, because even pride is a baggage, vanity is a baggage, guilt is a baggage, shame is a baggage. So mother says, just remove every baggage, take the essence out of your mistake, correct it within, move on, always march ahead. And they may they be powerless to bring any consequences. May they not lead me into depression. Many a times things may happen which lead me into depression if I excessively think about it. So may I just learn the essence, whatever is required for my growth, and let it go shamelessly. We have to become shameless, about our mistakes. Otherwise, we cannot go further on. Pressing our foot down firmly, just like Angad places his foot, in front of the sabha of, I think, Ravana, and no one can remove it. So let us place our foot so strongly upon all that no longer should exist. So as we put a paperweight on the flying papers, tuck and stop. Just like mother says, invoke peace, like a solid block of peace, allow it to come to your being, and everything comes to a halt. Everything becomes still. So may that kind of stilling happens on ignorance, on all obscurity, that which keeps me away from my higher possibility. That is obscurity. That which makes me again and again suffocated and limited. That is ignorance. All egoism, all the traps and comfort zones that we fall into again and again. May a solid block of stone or rock be placed upon them, that they can't move and exercise anything. And we always move towards our better and better versions. And may we take our flight boldly towards wider horizons, intenser light. Sri Aurobindo has shared that let this journey be from light to a greater light, revelation to a greater revelation, realization to a greater realization. May there never be any end to this journey. That's the beauty of integral yoga. A more perfect compassion. So even in compassionate, when we try to be compassionate, when we become compassionate, even there we see we can become even more compassionate, even more compassionate. There's no end to it. So recognizing our cruelties that are still there and to transform them into compassion. And first of all, a compassion towards our own self, because the most cruel are we to our own selves many a times. So let us be kind and compassionate towards our own mistakes and errors. Let it be bygone and always march ahead. And we will see that the more we are compassionate towards our own self, it is not possible that I am not compassionate towards others. That goes hand in hand. A more disinterested love towards thee, and when is it become interested love? That okay, when the divine is giving me things of my liking, my preference, then I'm going to love the divine, and rest, I'm going to ask him, call him a cruel person, how dare you could do this to me. So let not that happen. Disinterested love is, I know, I have unshakable faith on the divine, that even if a situation is appearing overwhelming, I know there is some good there. That is an unshakable disinterested love. It is not interested in one particular thing happening or the other particular thing. The interest is not there. I hail thee, O Lord, master of our life, and I want to proclaim thy reign over all the earth. So not over only my own being, the reign of truth, love, and peace, also along the whole of whatever I see, humanity, beyond humanity, may all be just under your kingdom and not the kingdom of egoistic consciousness. And I think a prayer really goes a long way. And what we may be doing, praying silently for all the sentient beings, goes really a far, far way, rather than me talking in conferences and trying to find my way out there. So if we can continue this silent practice at home, in whatever capacity, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, even little, 1 minute of a intense prayer for myself and all the world, not only my own family, but all the world, all the people who are in trouble, may they find more peace and more love. I think this also, first of all, opens my heart, because when I do a prayer, it opens my heart alongside doing all the rest of the things it may do. And what is important for us is to open our hearts. That's the thing that we are all going forward to. Yeah. And also to enjoy little things in our life, which we have, because many a times focusing on all the bad things in our life, we forget to enjoy. You remember this story of a monk who's a tiger is after this monk, and he's running and running and running, and he reaches the end of the cliff and almost going to fall, and there he finds a cherry bush, a cherry tree, and there is one little cherry hanging on that tree, and he takes it and pops it in his mouth, enjoys it. Now he may fall, he may not live, but and he totally forgot about the tiger that may be lurking around, but he enjoys that little cherry that is in front. So sometimes we are so much in blindness, running towards our goals and focused on our own negatives in life, that we forget to enjoy the positives, which are always there, always there. So many positives. We have limbs, we can walk, we can move our limbs, we are not bedridden, so much to be grateful for. We have senses properly working, we can touch the warmth of sun, enjoy a flower. So much to be grateful for, but we don't, when the ego is blindly running towards its motives, then we ignore all these happenings. So to also enjoy and relish the little joys of life. Yeah, we never know whether there is a next moment in life or not. So the monk never knows whether there is a next moment or not. So he enjoys that cherry, which is in front now. Or he could just complain about the tiger, that, oh my God, so bad, and I'm not in a mood to have the cherry. He could have gone there, but he didn't. So yeah, I think we can do that little thing alongside. So anything more to add, anyone?
Well, I just enjoy the example you give. It's really, it makes me laugh, so I'm happy.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, great. Yeah, anyone else? Anything that you want to add on?
Monica ji, one small
Please, yeah, please.
I would say not say anecdote approach. I think I discussed this during our last prayers and meditation session, the previous season, or the one before that. as Chitraji was saying, same thing around January, I remember one of the years, same thing happened, that I was walking through the road, walking towards to take the bus or to take the car, and the thoughts of worry or thoughts which are unwanted, which were coming. And it's suddenly like an awakening. It came to me that this moment of life is the only moment I have. And instead of thinking of something, and I am free to think of whatever, I am free to think of whatever I want to. But despite that, all this, I'm allowing the thoughts of worry, or let's say unwholesome thoughts in my mind, rather than thinking of something beautiful, thinking of something about mother. Because if I think that this life or this mind or this moment has been given by the divine, I should be grateful and think of something loftier, higher, which gives my mind nourishment, rather than something which drags me down. So it is not always possible, but at that moment it came to me, and I still remember that moment. So I thought of sharing that.
Beautiful, beautiful, very powerful. Yes. I think this is the power in becoming mindful of our thoughts. Because if I'm not even aware of what thoughts are going on in my head, how can I, transform them or turn towards light? And that's why, Buddhist practice also has been, or what mother shares, become conscious of your thoughts and feelings or whatever is going on. And by turning consciousness, the light of consciousness on thoughts, feelings, by the effect of it is that we are able to transform, as Jishnuji shared, at many, many occasions, if not possible at all, but at many occasions, we are able to turn them towards light. Because along with the ability to be aware, the light of consciousness also has discernment. So practically, automatically, a discernment comes into being that should I be thinking this? Is this healthy for me, beneficial for me? And then one is able to change that thought stream towards a lighter one, a positive one. So yeah, beautiful example. Yes. Yeah. Great. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for reflecting together and sharing together, and wishing all of us a very deep and positive practice. And yeah, have a good night or day. Yes.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Monica. Again,
Thank
a
you.
beautiful session. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.